You know, for a long time, one of the biggest buzzwords in the personal development or self-help world was personal power. There was even a program created with Tony Robbins called Personal Power, right? Here's the challenge with personal power. I want you to know that it is absolutely true that you must have personal power. Personal power, in my mind, means understanding that you have control over your destiny, over where you're going, over how your life unfolds, on whether you become wealthy or whether you struggle or whether you're thin or whether you're heavy or whether you're fit or whether you're sick or whether you're in a great relationship or whether you're lonely. You have 100% control over those things. That's what personal power means. It means you have control. But how do you get it? I mean, think about this. Ask yourself this question with me. Wouldn't you love to know and to believe and to have evidence in your life to prove that you were absolutely in control of how fit or unfit you were, on how much money you made, what kind of relationships you had, how spiritual you were, everything in your life that you had absolute control over? Wouldn't you love that? Wouldn't that be fantastic? I can show you right now in one simple word how you can lock that down and how you can acquire complete and total control over all of those things. The answer is responsibility. Personal responsibility. Before you can assume control over any of those things, you have to take responsibility for them. You have to acknowledge that every single thing in your life is of your making. It's due to decisions that you have made. Now, for some people, that's a bitter pill to swallow, man. Some people are like, whoa, bro, whoa, right? I didn't ask for, to be fired from my job. Yeah, but you took that job, right? I mean, when the job was offered to you, you took it. In other words, now look, guys, please, this is not an indictment on anyone. And if you're going through struggles and if you're having a hard time, I'm letting you know everybody goes through that. And I'm not saying you're to blame. But what I am saying is that if you can assume complete responsibility and go, you know what? I didn't get myself fired, but I am the one that got myself into this job. Or I didn't get myself into this, bad breakup, but I'm the one that got myself into this relationship. In other words, if you can assume responsibility for who you are, what you are, and where you are in your life, then here's what that enables you to do. It empowers you to make different decisions. Because the moment you accept complete and total responsibility for everything in your life, you suddenly now have the power to create different circumstances. Do you see? If you created these circumstances, you can create different ones. But on the flip side of that, see, if you're the kind of individual that, puts responsibility on other people, well, it's my boss's fault, it's my spouse's fault, it's the economy's fault, it's the president's fault, it's the darn Democrats or the darn Republicans did it. If that's your position, then here's the challenge with that. You have zero control over your life. Because if it's someone else's fault that you're struggling financially, then that someone else has to get straight or fix themselves or undo the mess that they've created before you can get back in to where you want to be financially. If it's someone else's fault that your relationship has come apart, then you're not going to have a good relationship until that someone else fixes themselves. Here's the challenge. You can't fix other people. They can only fix themselves. And if they're not prepared to, where does that leave you? But if you understand that it's you, that you created this, that this is of your making, then guess what? You can make something different. And that is empowering, guys. And I want you to know that there's a law that says you only feel good about yourself to the degree to which you feel you are in control of your life. And the only way you will ever feel that you are in control of your life is if you accept complete and total responsibility for everything in your world. And as soon as you've done that, man, it is like a light switch going on. And all of a sudden, man, you've got the power to make different decisions. You can create anything you want to create. It is the hardest thing you will ever do, is to say, it's on me. I did this. This is my fault. But see, when you do this, you suddenly now have control and you have personal power to create your future. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do, but it's the most liberating thing that you will ever do. And here's the great news. If you can take responsibility for the things in your life that aren't going so well, it means you can also take responsibility in your life for the things that are going wonderfully. So if you're not necessarily where you want to be financially, you can say, you know what? That's my fault. But if you're like me and you're in a great marriage, you can say, you know what? That's my fault too. And you can be proud of that. So you can be proud of your successes. And you can change the things about your life that you don't consider successful, but only if you assume responsibility for them. So take ownership of your life and take back control. And then go out. You know what to do. Make it a great day.